Mr. B and Mrs. B brain dump. Awesome. Oh yeah. Like the boss. Awesome. Like the boss.
So,
oh yeah. Awesome.
this video is a response to my was I wrong? Is that what it was called? Was I wrong? Was I wrong to be annoyed? I think it was. And so yeah, I was filtering on the old hooligan. I just finished work and it was on a Friday, bank holiday Friday, and yeah, a long hard day. I don't want to go into too much detail, but a lot of pressure on, like multi-million-pound tenders I had to get sorted out. So it's a stressful day, and someone said, "Oh, we maybe use a bit stressed," so yeah, maybe a little bit. But that didn't affect my filtering. I always filter like that, and if you check out any of my other videos, like Filter Like a Boss or Filter Like a Boss 2, you'll see that that's on the Hayabusa as well, which is a lot quieter compared to this. I'm telling you that now. Yeah, I filter that way, and I've come to filter in that way because it's taken me 30 years to develop what works best for me, and what works best for me is not going to work best for anyone else. I'll make that absolutely clear. It's how I've developed my filtering technique, and it's about, if I can try and describe it quickly, because the video is about why didn't the guy move over, but everyone started going on about my filtering. So yeah, it's about not being in a danger area, which is alongside a vehicle, for as little time as possible, and being able to move forward at a safest speed. And I've optimized it, and that's my filter speed. I could go into a lot more detail. Maybe I'll do a hangout about filtering. Might as well do another one at some point. But I've optimized it to keep myself out of danger, not alongside cars for too long. And as you know, I ride defensively, and sometimes that means you ride, you know, I hate to say the word fast that might appear to other people, but you optimize your technique to get yourself out of danger and not be caught between vehicles for too long if you can help it. And the other thing is the state, it gets so complex what goes on in my head, but you know, if traffic's stationary, you can filter faster, and there's no gaps between them. There's a lot of conditions, but if there's no gaps, they can't turn out, they can't turn in front of you, therefore you can filter quickly and efficiently through those where there's a gap wide enough and the conditions are right, and I filter to the conditions. So there we go, that's my filtering, and I'll do a hangout about it if there's a lot of demand for it, and just try and describe in more detail how I've come to filter the way I do over 30 years. God, that makes me feel old. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the docs. So yeah, so anyway, I'm filtering up, and obviously I'll come up against the guy on the cruiser, and I used a squid graphic. Now the reason why I used a squid graphic is he had a pair of tennis shoes on, as they say in America, or trainers, whatever you want to call it. Now I don't care what you say, there is no such footwear that will protect your ankle that comes in a form of a sneaker, a trainer, whatever you want to call it, a tennis shoe. Okay, so all I can say to that is get off your fucking horse, basically. That is not gonna, these protect your ankle. Yeah, these are proper biking boots. Big heavy bike like that, if it fell onto his ankle would be crushed. Okay, and that's best case scenario, if he just dropped the bike on himself. Alright, so anyone that says, oh, he wasn't squidding, in my books it's squidding when you've got nothing to protect your ankles. Alright, so that's my point on that. So therefore I can use the squid symbol if I want to. So there's that. He might have had a Kevlar hoodie on, I doubt it, and his very thin trousers may have had some Kevlar somewhere, I doubt it, but let's pretend he did. He certainly didn't have ankle protection, so that's all I'm saying on that. There you go, so that's the squid thing, right. So yeah, now I was behind him, and he didn't move over, as you saw, and I had to wait for an opportunity where I could get past him myself. after he constantly looked in his mirrors and everything else, I thought he was taking the piss. And the reason that I thought that was because when he was filtering, he had a very large bike, massive panniers, yet he still kept moving forwards. Now, a new rider on a bike that big would have not been filtering in that fashion. They would have not kept moving forwards. They would have not been squeezing past with millimeters between the mirrors either side. And I think he was doing a very good job of filtering on that huge bike, so wide, and therefore I don't believe he was a new rider. Also, his casual slow long looks in the mirror was saying to me that I'm not going to let you pass because you've got a loud bike and you're probably a hooligan. Alright, which this bike obviously does give that impression, I have to say. And also I did catch up on him quite quickly because I filter in the way that I filter, as I've already described. So there's that. Now, someone made comment to my constant throttle blipping. Again, watch any of my filtering videos. When I'm at a slow speed, I blip the throttle to keep the revs up so that I've got power available, and also it acts like a gyroscope, and it allows you to ride at slower speeds with more stability because of the engine and everything else. And I don't want to get into it now, but basically it allows stability at slow speeds, which is what you want. And obviously also the side the result of doing that is that you have power available as well with your clutch and everything else. So if there is an emergency or you need to get out of the way quickly, you've got the power there, good to go, rather than sat there on tick over and not having the power ready and available to get out of trouble. So that's what the flottering bripper was. It was got nothing to do with trying to make it get out of the way. It was for me, for my stability on my bike at slow speed, and that's how I ride at slow speed. And if anyone wants a slow speed race, give us a shout. And if you want to sit on tick over and try and beat me at slow speed racing, you got no chance. I'm telling you that right now. You need that extra torque from the engine and everything else, and the gyroscopic effect and everything else that will allow you to ride even slower. So there we go. So we've got nothing to do about getting him to get out of the way, and it wasn't being aggressive, it's just how the bike sounds. Okay, like I say, watch my other videos, you'll see it there as well. So that was that. And yeah, and that kind of pretty much sums it up really. Everyone's saying aggressive, hooligan, blah blah blah. No, not really. It might have sounded like it. Now, one thing I will confess to, or two things I learned from that was that looking back at it, yes, I did catch up on him really quickly, and when I saw him, I should have not approached him at such a fast speed. Granted, and I'll take that one, and I've learned from that. So I appreciate the comments. In fact, I appreciate all the comments, by the way. I appreciate all the comments. You know, some people like red, some people like blue. We still go out for a drink, you know what I mean? So yeah, I appreciate all of the comments, I have to say that as well. But yeah, so two things I learned from that was, yes, I did come up on him a bit fast, and had he have been a new rider, a slightly inexperienced rider, that could have oh shit, the wind's blown my camera. Bollocks, don't want it dropping on the floor. Let's put that straight. That's how windy it is. Stay. It's off wind. Right, still blowing my camera. Anyway, let's get back to what we were saying. Yeah, so had he have been a new rider, that would have been probably a bit of an uncomfortable sensation, me coming up that quickly behind, filtering through traffic. So I take that one, and yeah, absolutely, I've learned from that one, and so therefore I will make allowances for that next time. So that's been really useful. And the other thing that some people pointed out as well is that I appeared to ride slightly more aggressively after the incident, and again I believe I was slightly influenced by that, because it really did annoy me, because I believe he was an experienced rider deliberately blocking me, and I could tell that by the way he was riding the bike and everything else, and the fact that he was looking. Oh god, two girls coming along again. So there we go. But yeah, so I did, I think I was affected by that for a short time, and that's a big no-no. So anyway, yeah, can't do these videos easily, can you? So yeah, so I've learned two things anyway. Not coming up behind people so quickly when they're on a bike, when I'm filtering, and also don't let those situations affect you and mar your judgment going forwards. I don't think I was doing anything dangerous, but I was certainly being, I was filtering more, you could call it aggressively if you want to call it that. Yeah, so I did filter faster after that for a short period of time. I think pretty much up to the bit where I cut off after I ended the video, I was kind of all over it by then. But yeah, it did affect me a little bit. I did filter faster than I was doing, and that was a knock-on effect of that person not moving over and annoying me slightly. Got nothing to do with having a camera on. The camera is for safety, and you'll notice that when I'm filtering anyway, or doing anything that involves concentration, I don't talk anyway because I've got far too much to concentrate on. My whole logarithm for filtering is extremely complex, and my brain is doing overtime to be able to allow me to filter the way that I do. So there we go. So I think that'll do. Again, I appreciate everyone's comments, especially the fact that they were honest and they put their point of view across, and I can't thank you enough for that. There's nothing worse than everyone just being a fanboy, and I'm really lucky to have such a fantastic load of subscribers that are like-minded, and they know that they can be honest with me, and if they think I've done something wrong, you think I've done something wrong, then you'll say it, and I really appreciate that. I really do. Because I want everyone to be able to approach me, because sometimes I will do a video to instigate a reaction. So there we go. So I really appreciate it, and that'll do now. I'm gonna have to try and cut this up and edit this and get it out tonight, but before the hangout. Anyway, so I think I've covered everything. I hope I have. I don't have to do this again. And again, I can't thank you enough for all your honest comments. Absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much for that, every single one of you. So that's it. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Obviously, I've done this on the hooligan, and that's the offensive exhaust there. Right, that'll do. Ride safe, ride invisible. I'll see you next one. Bye.
Mr. B and Mrs. B, brain dump. Awesome. Oh yeah. Like the boss. Awesome. Like the boss. Oh yeah. Awesome. Like the boss. Like the boss.
Yeah. Like a boss. Right, let's turn that chuffing camera off. What the hell's that? What the fuck is that? Oh, it's a seashell. It's half a bloody crab claw down here as well. Look at that. Showing it on it. Crab claw. That's because we're by the sea, Whoa! Let's stop you.